Can you pick out another person from the Church of Satan the way like a gay guy can go, okay, that guy's like totally gay. And you're like, oh my God, that guy's like totally into Satan.
It probably not, but it could happen. There's a lot of people who rock the look, a lot of people who have that.
What is it? Sort of like the Matrix?
Well, you could easily pass for a Satan.
It's true.
Why? Because I have
you're wearing black,
buzz cut.
You shave your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York is filled with people who look like Satanists.
So if I walk down the street, you'd be looking at, is this guy maybe into the devil?
I probably wouldn't even think about it. I'd be thinking
I'm that boring. I have like that little
it's not that you're
charisma.
boring, but not at all. But if I stopped and looked at you, I said, yeah, maybe. Who knows? But this.
Have you ever met anybody in like a Dwayne Reed and you're shooting the shit with them? Hey, how much for the the what's that? The Airborne, and all of a sudden you just look at it. It's any sense you went to the Church of Satan?
I've seen people walking around looking the look, and I've walked up to them and started talking to them about this stuff, but they didn't know who I was, so they just assumed that I was, some random person.
Yeah, sometimes we have our...
Did you ever freak somebody out? Like maybe they were just some goth person, and then all of a sudden you're like the fucking real deal. It's kind of like somebody trying to act like they went to prison, and then somebody who really went to prison comes up, and all of a sudden, their asshole tightens up.
That's a good analogy. It's true.
Thank you.
I mean, goths are people who are trying to... They're faking it. They're trying to live their lives like it's dark, but they don't really go that far and accept it.
Well, what could you do to help a goth kid become more the real deal?
They should just read the Satanic Bible, but other than that, there's not much I'm going to do for them. They can look at churchofsatan.com.
Where is that available? The
Satanic Bible is available everywhere. You can get it at Barnes & Noble, Borders, everywhere.
Yeah, Anton LaVey's books, Peter Gilmore's
and there's
books,
no Jesus freaks,
scriptures.
They do, I think, trash them and throw them in the garbage. I've heard people who work at Barnes & Noble, they said they've seen people ripping them up and stuff.
Throw them in the garbage. Could you say Archie for me real quick?
Archie.
Oh, Archie, I'm into the devil.
Ask her to say chair.
Say
chair.
Chair.
It's adorable. It's adorable.
She's adorable, and she has a book. A little segue there, Joe.
She does,
nice.
Bill.
It's called The Moon Motel, and is basically, as I can tell, thumbing through it real quick, these are soon-to-be victims of serial killers, half-dressed.
Pretty much.
Is that what it is?
That's what these people look like.
It's motels and what goes on behind closed doors.
That's very insightful. I didn't get that at all.
Come on, man. I mean, that's the kind of place... When I used to do college gigs, these are all like pictures of the Surfside Motel. I used to have a thing like with my college agent when they booked me for stand-up gigs. I refused to stay in hotels that opened up to the outside. Like, there had to be a lobby. Like, so if some psycho came in, I can hear him killing the people behind the desk. And I can fucking,
That's what that book's about.
Yeah,
Motel
that's
Bazaar,
pretty much what it's about.
Murder, sex,
It's called Moon Motel,
Is it?
or is
It's
it called
Motel Bazaar.
Motel Bazaar. And where can you buy
And that's
it?
from scapegoatpublishing.com.
And this book is about motels, murder, and what else?
Mayhem.
Mayhem.
There you go.
It's got everything.
Sex,
Cheesecake,
nudity,
violence.
cheesecake.
It's actually got a lot of cool pictures in there.
Can you get it on Amazon or anything?
You can get it on Amazon, yeah.
It'll be in your Barnes & Nobles. It'll be in all the chains. You can order it from Amazon.
I think they've begun to ship them out now.
Okay.
It just came in like hot off the press like 2 weeks ago. We got an advance.
Are you guys
copy.
parents into the Church of Satan? I mean,
No,
are they
my parents?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Do they freak out?
They don't really have anything to say.
Stephanie, how could you be into the devil?
Well, my grandmother would probably die if she knew. Yeah, I guess she'd get upset. But
Are your parents very religious?
my grandparents are very religious. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was brought up in a very Catholic household.
Do your
You were
parents?
an adorable girl, and now you're in the Church of
very
Satan.
Catholic.
Do your parents know that you're doing this?
I don't know. I guess my mother knows. She's come over and she's seen. We have.
You never leave some evil trinkets laying around on the bureau
I don't have any evil trinkets. I have a deep fat fryer.
Well, we do have some evil trinkets that our mother's kind of creeped out about. We have a
Ouija
Victorian
boards,
coffin and things like that. But that's all for show and for fun and skulls and things. And they get flipped out by that. But they know that we're into movies and stuff. So.
Dude, let me ask you a question. On all honesty, what's the most fucked up thing you ever did?
The most fucked up thing I ever did?
Like, even you were just like, wow, was that me?
I don't think I've ever done anything that fucked up. But the thing is, we
Jesus, this is blowing my mind.
I know.
I was thinking that outside.
Well, no. It's not boring. You said something interesting during the break with, rooting. We were talking about how Satanists would be, Satanists see the devil as like the sort of punk rock, guy and they see Jesus and God as the hippies or whatever. So I get that, and you were saying when you watch a movie, you sort of root for the bad guys because you watch Goodfellas, you said, for instance, you think these guys are kind of cool, and that's sort of what it's about. But if you were hanging out with those guys, the second, Joe Pesci shoots Spider because he didn't bring him his fucking drink or whatever, I mean, you'd be like, okay, that's enough, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So there is a line that you're drawing where you're saying we like that sort of thing, but we're not evil. Am I wrong in that in that assumption or whatever?
See, we understand that people will behave that way. So if we wanted to hang around people like that, we would expect that. But Satanists agree with the law, and we're law-abiding. We don't break laws because that would put our pleasure into peril. We wouldn't be able to go out and do the things we like.
All right, what is your pleasure? Are you having orgies?
We don't do that. People in the Church of Satan
Christ,
do.
This is
Plenty
like the
of people
Cub Scouts.
Do. We don't. But you'll find people who do. We like to go out.
We eat a lot. We drink a lot.
But if you did have, if we had orgies, you wouldn't
watch
think
Larry
it was wrong.
Sanders.
No,
It's
not
our
at
favorite show, and
If
we
that-
worship the devil. That's what we do.
Anything that makes you happy is fine, so long as you're not hurting anybody that's not asking for it, and it's not breaking the law. You're not hurting children or animals.
Well, I hate to keep harping on this point, but that's where I'm getting confused because if you're following Satan, or the example Satan sets, or the idea of Satan, there is going to be some law breaking and some unhappiness made by him.
See, we see people
Right?
as animals, but we believe that the evolution of human beings is to create laws. So people who break these laws should be punished. And that's why I was saying earlier to the fellow that called that some of us are very conservative. Many of us believe in the death penalty. We're not anti-gun. We think that if somebody rapes somebody, they should be put in jail or
Right.
executed.
No, right. But doesn't that eventually not line up with Satan anymore? Isn't there a point when Satan's going to go, well, I want, 1 or 2 rapes. You know what I mean? Isn't
No,
that
because
kind of part of the...
Are you saying that everybody else's definition of Satan is fucked up, and you're telling the real definition? So is that what you're telling me? All this crap I'm listening to is just a bunch of
You're
propaganda?
thinking about it in a purely Christian kind of way.
Yeah, we don't believe in demons or any tales or bullshit like that.
But even in rooting for... But even taking the Christian thing out of it, if you're saying earlier, you root for the bad guy in the movie, you like the bad guy, but the bad guy does break laws, and he does do evil
Well, Spider
shit.
just wasn't getting that drink fast enough, was he?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Joe, you know what? These are two wholesome,
I know, they really are
law-abiding
wholesome.
Satanists. We've been trying for 40 minutes to try to get some sort of crazy behind-the-scenes...
We could have played What's Going to Keep You Out of Heaven with them, but they got nothing.
Yeah.
They got
Well, the thing is...
Well, they don't believe in heaven to begin
Yeah.
with.
The
So
biggest
they
evil
go-
you'll find in the Church of Satan is that you'll find people who actually know how the world works and who want to do stuff in the world and who actually change the world to suit their vision. But you won't find people breaking into stores.
What do you mean know how the world works? Sort of like everybody's evil, or they actually know who the next president's going to be? You talking Illuminati shit here?
I'm talking about figuring out how things work and engendering yourself into a position by getting to know the right people and getting to hone your talents and skills and not sitting around putting pictures in water. And instead of doing that, if you want to overpower people physically, you work out. If you want to be smarter than other people, you make yourself more intelligent. You read or you experience life. That's what Satanism is about. It's about real life. It's not about fancies. It's not about curses and things like that.
If I wanted to get a promotion at work, I would work harder. I wouldn't be putting pictures in water. You know what I mean? I would actually physically do something about it, on a physical level. Be productive.
This person got a question. Are there any
retarded.
celebrity Satanists?
There
Plenty
are.
of celebrity
there
Satanists.
Are.
Who?
Can you out them?
There-
Or their picture's not going to do well?
There are some that cannot be outed, but there are some that many people know about. Mark Almond is a Satanist.
Those
Marilyn-
celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah, who is that?
Who the hell's Mark Almond?
He's saying tainted love.
Okay.
Marilyn Manson, everybody knows about that.
Right.
But Sammy Davis Jr. was
Oh,
in
he's
the
my
Church of Satan.
favorite.
Jane Mansfield.
Jane
Wait,
Mansfield, too.
what?
He was.
Sammy
Absolutely.
Davis Jr. He was Jewish.
Well, there's
He was.
pictures
The
of him.
Candyman was a Satanist, too.
I
There's
gotta
pictures of
research
him
that
on the
one.
internet with the founder Anton LaVey.
All right.
Accepting.
Who else? Like Florence Henderson? Give me somebody. She was. She had to be.
Who did you say
she was into
after
pleasuring
Sammy
herself.
Davis?
She
Jane
fucking
Mansfield.
banged
Jane
Greg.
Mansfield.
Wait, who's Jane Mansfield again?
She banged the guy who played Greg, Barry Williams. Florence Henderson, was she?
Not that I know of, but she may have.
You guys have a
Jane's
celebrity
Jane
wall in your
Mansfield is
cave?
like Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Who else?
That covers a good amount of ground as far as I'm allowed to say. But
What happens if you out somebody that's
Tom Cruise,
There are a
Tom
lot
Cruise,
of people who don't want to be
closeted
out.
Satanist?
it's like what I was talking about earlier about being able to work through the system. For a lot of people, if you go out there and say, I'm a Satanist, you may not get that part, or you may not get, people will think, oh, you're just a goddamn kook. I don't want you in this position, or so there's a lot of people who don't talk about it.
and
And that's why Wiccans work in the Home Depot. And
it'd be fun to just make up celebrities that are saying this.
So this
but
whole
we could
weekend
get
of
sued for
Halloween
that.
is just a bunch of bullshit. It's just a bunch of. It's stupid. We brought in scary music, Joe.
We got
started
nothing.
this whole shit. We got nothing. Is what we have. We got Wiccans doing the. These guys are just. I mean, Jesus Christ, George Bush is dreaming about people like you, just wholesome,
like
bringing
if-
back family values.
I feel like a scumbag. We could out devil them
Exactly.
to the 10th.
I'm gonna tell you, Church of Satan people, you don't even know what the devil is.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
you have to tell us what you're going to do, though.
Huh?
And I'll tell you if it's satanic or not.
No, it's what I've done.
What have you done?
Because we
Scandals.
play a thing on here called
What's gonna keep you out of
What's
heaven?
going to keep you out of heaven? And it's basically that one thing. I guess you guys never played this game because you don't believe in heaven and hell.
No.
What do you guys think? You just become part of the earth?
Yeah, we just kind of die.
Well, I don't know that I believe in it either, but it's still a fun game to play.
All right, Joe, what's your latest? What's the latest thing you did that you think the second, when you look back out of all the fucking things you've done, this is going to keep you out of heaven?
Some people said this was evil and some people said it was fine, but I felt that it was very evil. A few months back, over the summer, I guess it was, I had a girl at my apartment.
Uh-huh.
And we were making out on the couch, and she was going, well, I don't want you to think that I'm easy or whatever. And I was like, no, of course not, right? And I gave her this speech. I stopped making out with her, and I gave her this long speech about, listen, I think we really should respect each other tonight and not have sex. Because I knew that if I gave her a speech, that she would probably blow me.
See, that's very satanic.
And
That is.
so I did that, knowing that she would probably blow me, and then I'd probably never talk to her again. And sure enough, hook, line, and sinker. She was thought it was so sweet that I didn't want to have sex. She gave me oral sex,
She blew you.
and we never spoke ever again.
So Joe is like sort of
That's an evil-
an honorary member of the Church of
He's a
Satan.
de facto Satanist.
You are.
He's using satanic principles to great ends.
Thank you.
You're thinking ahead.
I felt bad after that. I felt like it was evil.
Don't feel bad. Use it again.
It's a great
Use it again?
technique. It's a great technique.
I think we
Did
found
it
the way
get
of
you what
light
you
in here.
wanted? It did.
It did, but at the no, well, I guess not at the expense of somebody else. It's
If
not like
she
I
did-
talked her into it or
You
anything.
didn't, yeah.
She's
So
exactly.
felt
your thing is you're not responsible for other people within
No.
within the confines of the law. You should be able to try to manipulate somebody into doing something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. God, the freedom of that.
What did you do?
Huh? Oh
You done a nice evil one lately?
no, I have to go back in time. Other than I don't know.
Back in time.
Oh, you want to hear a good one? When I was 19, I kicked my 5-year-old sister down the stairs.
And what happened?
See, that's
She stopped herself.
She lived, though.
With
She
her
lived.
head.
But I mean, it's like what I felt like doing. So at that moment, she wasn't 5. But,
You feel bad about it?
How old was
oh
she?
yeah, I feel awful.
I would, too.
You feel awful on it? Jesus
unless she
Christ,
did
I
some-
out-deviled the devil was the person.
Well, did she do
Just
something really
fucking-
bad to you? If she did, then that's different.
And that's different.
What did she
do you
Bill?
discipline, if you had children, would you discipline them?
I wouldn't have children.
You wouldn't have children.
No,
Why?
they suck your life from you.
They do.
Jesus Christ, I'm a fucking Satanist. I didn't even realize it. Like everything this guy's saying, like you can talk some
I
girl
like
into
how
blowing you.
honest it is. Like, nobody will ever just say that. Nobody go, because they will suck the fucking life out of you. Like,
You can't get anything done with a kid around.
Everybody just goes, well, I don't know if I'm ready, and that's a very direct answer. They will. They're rotten.
They're noisy.
All right.
If I wanted to
spend
go to
money on
Europe
them.
tomorrow, I could buy that ticket and go. I don't know, kid telling
you know-
me that I have to stay
You want to
home.
travel around the country and take creepy pictures in a
Yeah.
motel? You
Like
don't need
trash people in motels.
some fucking baby getting in the way of that?
Yeah, we got to wrap this up here. You got before we go, Stephanie, can I say
Crabe.
Crabe Moon Motel.
Motel Bazaar.
Motel Bazaar.
Motel
That's the name
Bazaar.
of the motel on the cover.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's
And
okay.
is your book still available, Chris?
You can get Sex Cats on Amazon.com. And
All right.
everyone out there should read Anton LaVey's books and Peter Gilmore's Satanic Scriptures, just out this Halloween.
Okay, so if you're tired of your religion and you want to get blown, Church of Satan is the way to go, man.
And also, somebody send us that Sammy Davis thing. One of the listeners out there, if you can find it and put it on one of the threads. I want to see those Sammy Davis
Yeah,
pictures.
if you like Google image Church of Satan Sammy Davis Jr., it comes up. It's
Yeah, I want to see
All
that.
right, we'll
Comes right
definitely
up.
check it out. All right, Danny, we're going to take a break here. You're listening to Uninformed.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
Burr,
coming
you.
Joe
on.
Thanks for having
DeRosa.
us.
All right, guys.
Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
All right, man, we're back. Uninformed, Bill Burr, Joe DeRosa. And who would have thought, man? Satanists. Jesus
Lily White.
Christ.
Lily White.
Good
Lily
Lord.
White. But I'm relieved. I'm a little relieved that they're not creepy and they don't drink blood. And
They don't believe in the devil. All that shit is out the goddamn window.
didn't you feel a little comforted by that, though? Did you feel like oh,
No,
They're
I
not
was
bad.
like, for the love of God, can you talk? Did you cheat on your fucking Satan worshiping wife? Have you done anything other than the fucking light turns yellow and I start slowing down? I abide by the laws and I believe in Satan.
I felt like we just, I felt like I was a little relieved. I felt like we had Mussolini in here, and he was just like, I like to play a little golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.